What's good, everybody? Man, I'm about to do another exciting interview with Mr. Greg Hackett and talk boxing, a sport that I love. So, man, I hope y'all tune in, enjoy this video. And if you come in, I'll look down below. If you ask a question, I'll ask Mr. Greg Hackett. So, everybody come on in and check out this video, man. I'm about to get it in, talk boxing. What's good, my brother?
What's up, Monk? How you feeling?
Man, I'm feeling good. I'm blessed. I'm above ground, so that's all I can ask
Yes,
for.
sir.
I'm saying there's been a lot of things took place, man, lately in the world of
Yeah,
boxing. We getting the fight we want. You know what I'm saying? How you doing, first off, brother? How's everything with you?
I'm doing good, man. Just trying to relax, get ready for the next week. That's all.
That's what's up, man. I'm gonna get right into it. Terrence Crawford and Earl Spence. We got the fight coming up next month. I'm gonna make my way to Vegas. I ain't never been to Vegas, but I
Yeah,
said if they fought, I was going, so I'm gonna be there.
that's what's up, man. Vegas gonna be fun for you too.
Man, I can't wait, bro. I really can't wait to get to Vegas. I got a gripe to pick with you, man. Said I heard you my guy. I heard you say something. And I said, man, I gotta ask Greg about this. You was talking about Earl Smith's resume, and I believe you said that Earl Smith didn't have the better resume than Terrence
Yeah,
Crawford. Uh, Now me taking a look at both of their resumes, I think that overall, Terrence Crawford has went up in weight classes, so I think a lot of people do look at that. But when I look at who Earl has fought, he's fought Danny Garcia, he fought Mikey Garcia, which people try to take credit from that Mikey Garcia fight, saying he moved up in weight, but I feel like they only do that when a fighter moves up and wins, it's great, but when he moves up and loses, they always say, well, the guy was smaller than him.
yeah.
Uh, you know, what do you see is what makes you say that as far as that resume go? What you think the difference is in their resumes?
I'm the reason I said he had a better resume was because he fought at different weight classes. He gained titles at different weight classes. So what that means is like you just got a different world of experience. Earl Spence has been a 47 pounder since the very beginning of his career, and he's fought guys who they say is great because the platform or because they got fame. I'm not saying Danny Garcia isn't a great fighter because even in the amateurs he was a top 5 guy. Um, uh, what's his name? What's my man name? Porter, Sean Porter. Even in the amateurs, he was a top 5 guy. But what I was saying was they only nowadays in boxing they only give you credit for being more so famous. It's not just for being a great fighter. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day, it was plenty of fighters who wasn't famous, but they was respected. You know what I mean, for being a great fighter. So I just gave it to Terrence Crawford because he's fought at different weight classes and for the different levels of fighters at different weight classes. That's why I say he had the better resume. But at 147, Earl Spence, yeah, he got the better resume as far as names. You know what I mean?
Right, right. And because I was saying Terrence Crawford was saying, he was saying that when he fought Kell Brook, or I feel like that when he fought Kell Brook wasn't the same fighter. It was 3 years later.
Yeah.
And Sean Porter said when he fought Terrence Crawford, well, his dad said that he felt like Sean had already checked out. You know, but I'm not gonna take away from the wins because Terrence Crawford did his
Yeah.
thing. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people. Why do you think so many of the legends like they to me, Earl Spence is a throwback fighter. Why do you think so many of the legends are always picking against him? To me, it seems like they don't ever want to give him credit.
Because back in the day, right? You had to fight just to get there. You had to fight just to get there. These guys are fighting too, but it's like the guys they fighting are guys who are made for them. You know what I mean? It's not really even fights. It's guys who are more so made for them. So what I mean is when Earl Spence at one point, I guess he was in his 20s, he was the early 20s, and he was fighting. I forgot the guy's name, but the guy he had a great record, but he was like 40 years old.
Right.
So some people say age don't matter. It do matter because at the same time, A guy that's 40 and you 26, he been doing it a lot longer. You know what I mean? The wear and tear is there. You know what I mean? The mindset might not be there no more. He might not be as competitive as he once was because he's a young kid. You know what I'm saying? Everybody can't hold on to that for a long time. So it's just like, you know, back in the day when they was fighting, you know, you seen a lot more even fights. So a lot of the legends, they like, these guys not getting that kind of work. They kind of getting groomed to be a champion. Then once they had championship status, then they start fighting real fights. You know what I mean? But even still,
Right.
some of them getting easy fights. You know what I mean? But
Right. Right. I definitely agree with that. You know, so because I paid close attention to that, and I just feel like Antonio Tarver, Bernard Hopkins, kind of some of the things they were saying, like it made me feel like they really wasn't following Spencer's career. Like they didn't know who he fought. They were just saying like he hadn't fought any stiff competition. And I was like, man, where they getting that from? I mean, you know,
yeah,
because they say that a lot.
yeah.
But someone was just asking down low, do you feel like it'll make a difference when Crawford's in you know, the southpaw stance? I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't. He to me, he doesn't fight orthodox anymore. You know what I'm saying? I mean, all I do is see him standing in the southpaw stance. I don't even see him switching to right anymore. What do you think? Do you think he's gonna stay in the southpaw stance all night, or do you think he'll be switching in and out?
I think he gonna switch back and forth because one thing, what I noticed with Terrence Crawford is when he's fighting orthodox, he's trying to find something. When he's trying to find something and he being patient. When he turns southpaw, he's found what he was looking for, and now he's trying to go get it. You know what I'm saying? That's how he handled it to me.
Right.
The thing is with Earl Spence, to be honest, you can't fight Earl Spence one way. You know what I mean? Because he too great. He too great at fighting the way he fights. So you can't. You're going to have to adjust. You're going to have to switch up. You're going to have to try to play mind tricks because you can't just go in there and fight with him. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna lie. He great at what he do. You know what I mean? Earl Spence is gonna break that body up. He gonna work behind a nice sturdy jab. You know what I'm saying? And he gonna rip at you. But I really think that Crawford gonna have to use a little bit of everything he got. You know what I mean? To get the win.
Right. Right. Something else I want to bring up. I seen Terrence Crawford do the interview with Gillian Wallow
Yeah.
and $1 million worth of game. And I really don't. I just feel like Boots is not a big talker. And I was going back and forth with some guys in the comments when they were trying to say that Boots never called Crawford out. So it lets me know a lot of time people don't pay attention. You know what I'm saying? They just look at their favorite fighters, and that's what I call a casual fan. If you ain't really just keeping up with what everybody's talking about, because I've heard Boots on many different occasions say he wants the top guys. And when you're saying you want the top guys, to me that means Earl Spence, Terrence Crawford. You know, so I know you've been around Boots. So how bad does Boot really want to fight one of those guys?
Boost because of his talent, because of his mental strength, because of his work ethic. You know what I mean? Because of his IQ, he been wanting to fight these guys. But if we be honest about boxing, he know it's not going to happen right away. But he do want the fights. The thing is, uh, Terrence Crawford wasn't being honest about the business part. He know a fight like that is a big fight. It's not going to just get made. You get what I'm saying? That's a fight they got to build up. And like you said, Boots is not a talker. Now, if Boots was a talker, if Boots was a guy like Rolly, he talk a lot of shit, then I think Boots would have been got the fight. But because he is who he is, he you know, he a fallback type of guy. He go in there and he let his hands do the work. You know what I mean? In due time, the fight gonna happen. And also, the fight wasn't gonna happen until he fought Spence. You know what I mean? To be
Right.
honest, nobody wanted to see Boots fight one of them before they fought each other. To be honest, you know what I mean? I've been wanting to see them two guys fight each other for a long time. So, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's why.
me too. Because if Boots would have fought one of them and won, it just would have messed up the whole bag.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? For both of them. And I don't think you get the money fighting Boots right now that they're going to get for fighting each other. You know,
yeah.
I love Boots. I just think he has, you know, to build his name up a little more. And why is it so hard to build your name up in boxing? You know, the time you used to be able to do it, if you could fight, you didn't have to do a lot of talking. But now it seems like it's really hard to, you know, to build your name up. Why do you think it
Because
is?
people are attracted to bullshit now. It's extra. You got to be extra. You can't just be good at something. You got to be extra. You know what I mean? So it's like if you're a fighter, it's like, all right, can you break dance? Can you rap? You know what I mean? Can you sing? Can you dress? You know what I mean? What kind of car you drive? What your girlfriend look like? What your house look like?
Right.
It's extra. You know what I mean? It's too much going on right now. Everybody think they deserve to be in your business because of social media. That's some real shit. If you let a little bit of something go on social media, people think you're supposed to. Oh, I didn't know you had 5 kids, and I didn't know that your wife was.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Why should you know? Like, you know what I mean? But that's the
yeah,
way
none of your
the
business.
world is now.
Yeah, you're right, man. And it's a new day and age, man. These young folks, they worry about a lot of things, but the right thing. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? I done figured that out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I seen something else you had said, and I was telling people like I'd have been to prison and stuff. You know what I'm saying? I know about the judicial system and how it works, and I was looking at Tank's situation.
Yeah.
You know, I tell people all the time, Tank done something wrong, and when you do something wrong, you know what come with it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But what I didn't like, I feel like Tank was naive because from what I'm hearing, the lawyer and the probation officer told Tank, you know, they signed off on him moving into this condo. So, you know, usually what I was telling people, a judge really doesn't too much go against what the parole officer or probation officer says. A probation officer and a parole officer, man, they have a lot of power. I had got violated one time, and I put a motion in because it was a bogus charge I got violated for. The judge told me in the courtroom he's not going to overturn the decision of a parole officer or a probation officer. So why do you feel like that? I mean, with Tank's situation, do you feel like he got railroaded? How do you feel about that?
I think honestly, because of his name and because of the nature of what he did, they just wanna fuck with him. You know what I mean? And to be honest, he's still getting off cool. Like, he's still getting off cool. We know that, because if it was one of us, it'd be the last you've seen of us. You know what I
Oh
mean?
my God.
Like, damn, I ain't heard from him in a long time. You know what I mean? So I think what it is just they just want to fuck with his emotions and fuck with whatever he got going on. But at the same time, you know what I mean, he just gotta stay strong and keep his head and do what he gotta do.
Right, you right about that. Like I told somebody, I used to have a saying, uh, I could do a year standing on my head. I told the judge that one time. I said, man, he gave me a year. I said, man, I do that standing on my head. You know what I'm saying? So 60
Yeah,
days it's not a lot of time. But him being young and being in the position he in, going down there eating that jail food and all that, is gonna let him reflect on his life. And he might need that to save him for something that was gonna happen in the future.
yeah.
I think it might change him, you know what I'm saying, and it might get him on the right path. But with Tank, you know, him and Devin Haney, you know, they were going back and forward right before all of this happened. And people trying to say Devin is ducking Tank now, you know what I'm saying, behind him fighting Lomachenko and Gage and where he's at. Devin's going up to 140. I think, what do you feel? You think he should have went to 140 or got the bag and fought Tank at 135?
Well, like I told people, Devin Haney's the only 135 pounder right now that has been 135 the entire career.
Yeah.
Everybody else moved up. So if it's anybody who deserves to move up to 140 and should move up to 140, it should be Devin Haney. Also, it's no excuse for Tank, because Tank fought at 140 when it came to Barrios. So if you fought
Oh,
at
dude.
140 before to fight Barrios, then you should be willing to fight at 140 to fight Devin Haney. You know what I mean? But we know the business gonna get in between, and they're gonna try their best to say people ducking this and that. No fighters is ducking. They all just trying to get the advantage. The thing is, like I said, Devin Haney deserved to go to 140, and Tank shouldn't have no problem with going to 140 because he fought at 140 before.
Right. And I just hope, you know, Tank doesn't try to put a rehydration clause on Devin. Devin's a big 135, but when I seen him make that weight, man, sometimes he looked like, man, he had been on dope. I mean, his face was sunk in. You could tell that he was having trouble making that weight. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna say something. That Regis Prograis fight, I like Regis, and like I was telling you before, I don't know if you remember the last interview. I said I think because Devin's at 135 that his power is not there because he's losing so much weight. I think if he goes in there and he's not able to get Regis out of there, it could, you know what I'm saying, or make him respect him. I think it could be a long night for him. What do you think?
I think Regis definitely give him a little bit of hell, but I think that'll only last for maybe about 4 or 5 rounds. I think Regis, after 6 rounds, he started going through like some type of tired spell. You know what I mean? Where he get a little winded. You know what I mean? And he wake back up around like probably like 11, 12. The last 2 rounds, he'll wake back up, but he do go through like some type of tired spell. And I think that's where Devin Haney will pull off. I think Regis is a great fighter. I think he is. But I think Devin Haney is too smart for Regis Prograis. Regis Prograis can fight, though. He can fight his ass off. And he not no stupid fighter. But what I'm saying is his real nature is he like to bang with you. He like to try to fight you and knock you out. You know what I mean? And I don't think Devin gonna give him that chance. You know what I'm saying? I think
Right.
he gonna outbox him, outsmart him, and you know what I mean, finish strong at the finish line.
Okay, yeah, because that's the only thing I was scared of with Devin when it came to that fight, just worrying about whether or not he would be able to keep Regis out for.
Yeah.
That was one thing I was looking at, because I know Regis does punch hard. He's, you know what I'm saying, he's kind of unorthodox when he fights. You know what I'm saying? To me, his style is kind of hard to explain, but you know he does his thing. I'm big on Regis. But another fight coming up, somebody that I ain't gonna lie, I don't like saying this about too many people. I just don't like him. Teofimo Lopez.
Yeah.
I just get tired of hearing him talk. But I just feel like he need to, like we said before, he need to get his father out of his corner. I think it has a lot to do with it.
Yeah.
But how do you see that fight playing out with Josh Taylor?
I think if he not focused, Josh Taylor will run him over and beat him up on most of the rounds and win a unanimous decision. But I think if he is focused and he could put all the bullshit to the side, he could possibly knock Josh Taylor out. But he gonna have, like I said, he gonna have to be focused to do it. The part with his father being his trainer, I've been through he should have got at least rid of him or moved him to the side, simply because when he's getting him ready for fights, he's not training him. He's talking to him like a dad. You know what I'm saying? You better go in there and fuck that motherfucker up. And that's not training. You know what I'm saying? That's not training. That's like you just trying to motivate him and shit. But that's not training him. You just cursing at him and shit. So he needs somebody that's definitely skilled with handling fighters and, you know what I mean, taking their time and breaking their style down and getting them to work on certain shit so he can go in there and adapt the guys and be able to adjust. But the Josh Taylor fight, I think Josh Taylor will win the decision. You know what I mean?
I definitely do too. I see Josh Taylor winning that fight. Something there's a lot of that right now. I think looking at Ryan Garcia, man, Ryan Garcia is really going through it with Oscar De La Hoya and Golden Boy Promotions. I don't know what his contract looks like, but do you think when it's over with that he definitely needs to get away from Oscar?
I think as soon as he can, he will. You know what I mean? Because he realizing them guys over there at Golden Boy don't really have his back. You know what I mean? And he's definitely speaking on it now. But I think the main thing to do is to keep winning. You know what I mean? Get back in the winner's circle, keep winning, and then you know what I mean. All the doors will open up that he looking for.
Right, yeah, I definitely agree with that. I seen when you said, Ryan got to go on social media because if nothing else, Oscar beat him up. Man,
Yeah.
I said, wow, yeah, I believe that too. I believe Oscar still might, even at his age right now, I think he still might whoop Ryan.
Yeah, he might hurt him.
But is Ryan and Rolly gonna be next? Is that gonna be the next fight for Ryan?
I mean, I don't know, but I would like to see that fight. I definitely would like to see that fight.
Yeah, me too. A fight that's been under the radar is somebody just put it down, and I've been thinking about it. Well, I'm glad they put it down there. Cool Boy versus Monster. Anyway, I mean, a lot of people are sleeping on Cool Boy, but I just got a feeling that his style, being a slick boxer, I'm picking him to win. How do you see that fight playing out?
I think Inoue is a beast, but I think he's a beast at 118 pounds, 115 pounds. Moving up to 122, it's going to cause him a little bit of trouble because he's not going to be as strong as he used to being. You know what I mean? Also him with his career, I noticed a lot of the guys he fought, perfect timing. Yeah, Donaire is a great fighter. I'm not taking nothing away from Donaire, but Donaire is an old man. You know what I'm saying? Right. Everybody else tailor-made for Inoue. Now, Cool Boy's been in plenty of situations where he was the underdog. Plenty of situations. And what he showed us is he has the ability to adapt and go ahead and get stronger, get faster, do whatever it is he got to do. If he got to make the fight ugly, he'll make it ugly. If he'll box you, he can box you. He can do whatever he needs to do. I think that's going to be the issue for Inoue. He's not used to nobody adapting to him and then having a solution for it. So I think Inoue, after 4 rounds, he get beat up by Cool Boy, to be honest.
Yeah, that's exactly how I see it playing out. A lot of people are trying to put Monster, Inoue at the number 1 pound for pound. They're trying to say he's number 1 on the pound for pound list. But I've looked over his career in fights. I just don't know how you can put him up there. I don't see, you know what I'm saying? Somebody had a post up last night, a guy that I'm cool with, BVO Boxing, and he had like 5 fighters up there, and he talking about who's number 1 on the pound for pound list. And I said, well, Spence is my favorite fighter. I got him at 1. You know, he said, well, Spence hasn't done enough. I said, who is Monster? What is Monster doing? Because to me, it's like, I don't know what he's done. How can you rank him ahead of Spence? I'm trying to figure out who he fought. If anybody could put him ahead of Spence.
Right. And honestly, like I said, his best win is Donaire, and he has 2 wins over Donaire. But we talking about an old Donaire at the same time. You know what I mean? So a lot of the other guys he fought, I think I heard of them, but I don't know too much about them. You know what I mean? I will go back and look some more and watch the fights, but I'm not impressed with him as far as pound for pound talk. You know what I mean? Is he a great little fighter? Does he have great skills? You know what I mean? Great composure. Can he punch? Yes. But to disrespect Cool Boy and him being the best at 122 and saying, anyway, or just go up there and just beat him up, I don't see it happening. I don't see it happening.
I don't see that happen either. You know, Shakur, I don't know what's next for him. Like I said, it's, you know, Pitbull, to me, what he's doing, he knows that, you know what I'm saying, Shakur Stevenson will beat him, and he's trying to hold on to a payday for Tank. So I feel like that's why he turned that fight down. Why do you think he turned that fight down? You think that's the reason?
I think it was more so his advisors. Pitbull Cruz is the type of guy with the type of style. He'll be willing to go in there and fight anybody. I don't think it had so much to do with his personal team. I think his advisors just said, no, you can make more money fighting Tank.
Right. Yeah. It's definitely about the money, though. It's definitely about the money.
All day.
I seen somebody put down below that Keyshawn Davis is scared of Andy Cruz, which I don't think no fighter is scared of no fighter. That's how I stand. I don't see that. You know what I'm saying? I think Keyshawn Davis will fight Andy Cruz. I don't think it's gonna happen anytime soon, but I think Andy Cruz is 27 years old, so he's gonna have to have that type of Lomachenko type of career. He's gonna have to get on the fast track, and we're gonna have to find out what he's really about real fast because he don't have a lot of time. I mean, what do you see with Andy Cruz? Have you been able to see him train or anything?
I didn't see him live just yet. I didn't get to go check him out live, but I seen some video of him. The thing is, right, his education, he do have a great education. And he's under a good trainer right now, a great trainer, Bozy Ennis, where he's going to learn some more. The thing is, will his body adapt to 10 and 12 rounds? The reason I'm saying that is because for however many years, he's been studying under the 3-round system, which is the amateur system. He's been fighting 3 rounds, 3 rounds, 3 rounds. What happens is your body get accustomed to the 3 rounds. Now, they're going to take him out of 3 and jump straight to a 10-rounder. A 10 rounder. So therefore, it's gonna be a lot he's facing that night. You know what I mean? I don't know who they're gonna have him fight just yet, but it's gonna be a lot that he's facing that night, and he's gonna have to adapt in that night. I don't know. I don't want to put too much on him because, like I said, I saw Robisi beat Shakur in the Olympics, win the gold medal, and I also saw Robisi pro debut lose. You know what I'm saying? In North Philly. You know what I'm saying? On the top ranked card. So I don't want to put too much credit on Andy Cruz. I think Andy Cruz is a skilled fighter. I think he, you know what I mean, he got some great ability. I just want him to, you know what I mean, go out there and coach his way into it. I don't think we should start talking about him fighting Keyshawn and all that shit yet, because Keyshawn's proven himself. You know what I mean? I don't think we should put so much pressure on Andy Cruz. But that's a good thing he don't speak English, so he don't have to listen to half this shit.
Right. Yeah, you're definitely right. I think Andy Cruz will be okay, you know what I'm saying? But like you said, I don't know why sometimes people have a problem understanding that going from amateurs to pros is a big difference, you know what I'm saying? So they're not going to throw him in there with Keyshawn just yet. It's just too soon. You got to give him at least a few fights to see exactly what he's going to be.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I think it's going to be okay. Keyshawn, you know, I don't know what's next for him. Most of the time he's doing a lot of talking on social media, and I watch him a lot, you know what I'm saying? To me, he's funny, man. I like to hear him talk. Yeah. But do you see him taking getting a title shot anytime soon, or you think they're gonna keep him on the track he's on, the kind of slow track?
Well, honestly, I think they're moving him pretty fast, but I think it's good. I think it's good for his experience because they didn't move him too fast. But they're moving him pretty fast, and I think within the beginning of next year, I think he'll get a title shot.
Right. Yeah, he's gonna get one soon. And somebody said below we capping who is Keyshawn Davis. But I love to hear it, boy. It tickled me. I like to look at the comments sometimes, just see what somebody's saying. But Yeah, I think it's gonna be good for Keyshawn. Like you said, next year a title shot. But like I said, with the Andy Cruz situation, he doesn't have the time on his side that Keyshawn has on his side.
Right.
So we're gonna find out real quick, everybody, just how good Cruz is. Everybody gonna get their chance to see what he is.
Right.
And I'm trying to think of the fighter. Oh yeah, I got a chance to talk to. I don't know if have you watched him or not, but I got a chance to talk with Money Pal. And man, great young man. Do you know who he is? He's a boxer.
I heard of him, but I didn't get to watch him just yet.
Okay, yeah, man, good young dude. I got a chance to talk to him. I was gonna ask you if you paid any attention to him and see what you thought about him. You know what I'm saying? But I've been watching him, and you know what I'm saying. He had one loss on his record, but he looks good, man. You know what I'm saying? So I'm hoping big things for him.
Right.
Canelo Alvarez. Now, Bevo has turned down the rematch. You know, the Canelo fanatics talking about, he's running from Canelo. Man, that man to me beats Canelo 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
That's just my personal opinion.
Yeah.
They fight 10 times, he beat Canelo 10 times. Canelo just not, going to be able to beat that guy. But I understand what he wants. He wants to fight him at 168 pounds so he can, have an opportunity to be undisputed.
Yeah.
What do you think Canelo's going to do now that that fight's off the table?
I mean, Canelo may be forced to fight David Benavidez or, one of those guys at 68. But honestly, I think Canelo should go ahead and retire. I think he should just retire.
I feel the same way. There's nothing left to prove.
I feel like the love not there no more. I don't see the love no more. The hunger.
Yeah, it's not there anymore. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like if he does fight, David Benavidez, I feel like either you fight him to pass the torch, you know what I'm saying? It would be more of a. I think right now David might beat him from what I seen from Canelo's last fight. I could be wrong. Canelo ain't gonna be no easy out for nobody. I don't care, you know what I'm saying, how long he's been around. But I think the wear and tear is starting to take its effect. You can see it. I seen a big difference in his last fight with John Ryder. Do you think he'll fight David, or do you think he just, you know what I'm saying, he's gonna try to find somebody else and then probably move on?
I mean, if he wanted to dare to be, great, which he already is great, but if he wanted to dare to be great one more time, I think he should fight David Benavidez.
Right, definitely. Because we know Boo Boo Demetrius Boo's not gonna get that fight. Man, I hate that for Boo Boo. I really like Boo Boo, and I really want him to get a chance to prove himself. But I feel like it's gonna be too late, and I feel like nobody's gonna fight him until they feel like he's,
he already
really on the back end of his career. Yeah. Jamel Charlo, you know what I'm saying? I think he's getting ready to make his return or trying to. What's next for him? Who is he gonna fight? Tim Tszyu, or what is he gonna do?
I heard he had to get surgery on his hand, and then once his hand healed up and he's ready to go, I think it'll be him and Tim Tszyu. And they're trying to keep Tim Tszyu occupied. But I mean, when you injure your hand in boxing, and the objective is to use your hand, I mean, it's not too much you could really do. So I just hope that he heal up quick, and get back on his shit so we can see that great fight.
Right, definitely want to see a great fight.
Yeah.
One more thing I want to ask you before I let you get out of here. I don't want to hold you up too long. Everybody's trying to say that Terrence Crawford is training in Las Vegas right now.
Right.
Is he training at Floyd Gym, or is he somewhere else?
Oh, I don't know where he's training at. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I think
because a lot of people feel like that Floyd is harboring. You know what I mean? I just be listening to sometimes the comments like Floyd has something against Spence for the Spawn. That's how people be talking, like, you know what I'm saying? Spence talking about he got him in Spawn. Do you feel like the Floyd's gonna be helping him out, or he'll stay neutral in this fight?
Well, you got to remember, Floyd is a betting man. You know what I mean? So Floyd, if Floyd can find some type of way to get in the Crawford air and try to make sure he win that fight, and then Floyd drops some money on Crawford, you know what I mean? I can see that happening. But at the same time, Floyd has done with everything that you want to do in boxing. So I really don't think he really too concerned, you know what I mean, about it, because at the end of the day, all of these guys are trying to get done what he did. You know what I mean? They're trying to win multiple titles, and they're trying to make a lot of money. So at the end of the day, I think Floyd really don't really care. You know what I mean? He don't care that much.
Yeah, I agree. But do you think this win for either guy will be bigger than any win that Floyd has on his resume?
This win, see, when Floyd beat De La Hoya, that was a big thing. When Floyd beat
Right.
Diego Corrales, that was a big thing. You know what I
Big.
mean? When Floyd beat Canelo, that was a big thing. So I don't know, but I think what's more intriguing than anything, this is just a great matchup. It's a great matchup for boxing right now
Right.
because we haven't been getting matchups like this. You know what I
Def-
mean?
Definitely right. I wanted to show some love too. I almost forgot. Clarissa Shields had a fight last night. I
Yeah.
don't want to leave her out because sometimes she don't get the love and respect she should
She
get.
looked like an
And
animal.
man, she's an animal. But let me ask you a question. Do you feel like a woman should be on the men's pound for pound list?
um I understand where it's hard to do that, but in a case like Clarissa Shields, because she has ran down on, I believe, 3 weight classes and 2-time gold medalist, and she beating everything up, I think you got to put her on there. If you want to be fair, if you want to be honestly be fair, 3-division champion, undisputed, and all that old type shit, man, you got to throw her on there somewhere. At least
Yeah.
an honorable mention.
Right, definitely right. Right.
She a
You're
beast,
definitely
man.
right about that.
Yeah.
I know, one thing about it, the competition in women's boxing, if there's a big drop off from Clarissa, Savannah, Alicia, and you got the top Katie, and then up underneath them, it seems like there's a big drop off. Why do you think it is in women's boxing that there's a drop off from the top level women and what's up underneath them?
I mean, to be honest, man, a lot of as we know, like we talked about in the first live, you know what I mean? Sometimes it's a lot of great athletes that never get discovered. And for whatever reason, we don't really know why, but I feel like it's so many athletes, so many fighters, so many basketball players, whoever, they for some reason they just get looked over. And I think female boxing would be more interesting if they really just, gave the females their shine. Like just not just one or two, not one that look like she'll sell or one that, they trying to
Right.
make her act a certain way. I mean, just give them their shine, man. Let them do what they do. I think it'll be more competition. I mean, I think it'd be more women involved in boxing.
And what do you think about the 2-minute rounds? Like, I don't like that. I think, last night Clarissa could have probably had gotten her out of there if she had the 3-minute
I
rounds because she
think
was breaking her down.
I think the 2-minute rounds is perfect. The reason I think it's perfect is because females are fighting with more passion than men. So I feel like with 3-minute rounds, I feel like more females will be getting hurt. You know what I mean? What I
Okay.
do think they should do is add the extra 2 rounds. They should give them 12 rounds though. You know what I mean?
Right. That probably make a big difference
They
too.
should fight.
12 instead of 10.
Yeah, the championship fight shouldn't be 10. It should be 12. I think they should give it 12 2-minute rounds. But the 3 minutes, I think they would really be in there hurting each other real bad if it was 3 minutes.
Yeah, somebody said we need the Greg and Max Kellerman show.
I don't care, man. I can't
Yeah,
even read comments no more.
yeah, man. I don't even know how they would work out. You know what I'm saying with Max, man.
Yeah,
Max, man, he's the ESPN up and down.
yeah,
I like, he knows his boxing, but man, he can sometimes when it comes to a fight on ESPN, he's like he's got his blinders on.
yeah. I would
You
have
know
to.
what
I think my biggest issue is be try not to argue with them guys
I'm saying? Right,
because sometimes
and
they be
that's the
talking
problem,
crazy.
man. And that's why I say, it's like a lot of times people will say something and they only be trolling. I don't know if they sometimes I be believing some of the stuff they say they actually believe it. You know what I'm saying? But you'll be
Right.
looking like, man, I know you ain't just say that.
Yeah.
Hey, man, Greg, I really appreciate you, man.
No
This
problem.
mean everything to me. And man, like I said, anytime I get a chance, hopefully, are you gonna be in Vegas for the Spence and
I
Crawford
hope
fight?
I can make it out there, man. But if not, I'm definitely gonna be tuned in though.
Man, well, if you ain't there, I'll be there
Well,
for you.
man.
All right, man. You have a blessed day, man. I appreciate you. Thank you,
You
man.
too, Og. I appreciate you.
All right, God
All right,
bless
my
you.
man.
Bye bye. All right. Oh, this. Man, thank everybody for tuning in, man. Y'all like, subscribe, and comment to my channel. You know what I'm saying? Just want, like I said, thank everybody for tuning in. Like, subscribe, comment to my channel. I'll be having more up and coming stuff coming up. And everybody have a great day.